Behind me is just what looked like reeds in a field, but if it wasn't for what was there under those reeds, Midgeholme Colliery would never have developed as it did, because this is the beginning of the Haining burn level. It was decided to drive that level after 1763, and as you can see by looking behind, the hill doesn't really come on very much, does it? But even by driving the level, they gained another 2 fathoms of depth, and over a wide area from Hartley Burn Common right across the Prior Bank, that opened up an awful lot of coal, which they worked for many years afterwards. Now the level was then continued further to the south and into the Wellsite coal, and drained an awful lot of coal there, and it was later continued. Now when Midgeholme Colliery was really developed again after the 1820s, James Thomson thought it was a good idea to continue that level into the Craignoock coal, and then to sink a deep shaft at High Midgeholme and bring the railway up. Now when you get to the King Pit, this level is about 200 foot, more than 200 foot down the shaft, and at that point there's a water pressure engine. So as the King Pit was sunk over 500 feet down to the Midgeholme coal towards the Wyn Dyke, the water from the lower workings was pumped up by that water pressure engine into the Haining burn level and out into the Blackburn, as we can see down here. So originally that level laid dry all the coal under the fell there towards Hill House, and worked by a number of shafts up the Midgeholme Bottoms, particularly, as we said, the Scar Pit, the Home Pit and the wood pits that were going across towards Hill House, and that was probably what was known on the old lease as the Sybyneeze Colliery. But what the dimensions were of this level, I don't know. I would imagine it would be 5 or 6 feet in height, something like perhaps a horse level we see in the Nent Valley, stone arched. There was once something similar at Comwood Colliery that came out into the Park Burn, and the first shaft along it is just up where those trees are. There's the level where those reeds and the burn in the background, and here we're at the first shaft along the level. You can still see the stone lines. It's only narrow, but it would have created some ventilation, get rid of the powder reek. It's also interesting how it's built up here as well. Was there a gin on there? I don't know. Who knows? We're never going to know now. That's where the Scar Pit is, in those trees. You can just see the bridge in the bottom that we crossed. The engine pit down there. And the plan showed the Haining burn level going up and across, and then coming straight under this hill in a zigzag. And it came up this side of the hill to drain the Home Pit and the wood pits. Quite a bit of infrastructure here, there has been. I sometimes wonder if, when you see that, whether that's where the gin stood, or is that too close to the shaft? Well, we don't know the depth of that, but if those shafts down there are 8 fathoms, then this is considerably more. But it doesn't matter, because they've got the drainage level at the bottom, so this shaft can be any depth they like as long as they can wind. We've got the what's left of the open cast there, and all the old shafts that used to work the Craignoock, the Penny Pit, Nether Oakshaw Pit. They're all a thing of the past now, they're all gone. We're in the distance, we've got the Brampton Mary Pit, part of Hartley Burn Colliery. Across the open cast and up to High Midgeholme, up there where the King Pit was. Now these are what I take to be wood pits. There's the wood, where that Bowser is stood as well. Two shafts, although they're not as defined as what we've just looked at. If these are the wood pits, then they were working certainly in the 1750s, because we do have at least 1 year's accounts for them. If we went back over that stile, it would take us down to the North Drift. So all this set was originally drained from the Midgeholme engine shaft, and then the Haining burn level got them a little bit lower, didn't it? There's a newspaper report of coaling of the engine shaft at Midgeholme in the 1770s, and a bit more beyond 1770 actually, and I did wonder if that was the well site at the other side. They used to have a big party when they managed to get everything working, when the engine shaft was sunk and working. They had a great big booze up. But what happened between the 1770s and 1820 when they sunk the catch pit, I don't know. There seems to be a little bit of a gap in the records that I haven't managed to locate. But I know that they did concentrate on Tarnhouse Colliery, certainly at the end of the 1700s, because they put the railway in. And maybe the cost of carrying coal from Midgeholme was the tipping scale. Carrying it over rough roads, over Prior Bank, down across Coal Fell, when you could bring it from Tyndall Fell, and the quality of the little limestone there I don't think was too bad. Nowhere near as good quality as the Midgeholme coal here from the slag seam, mind.